Welcome back to Autism at Home, brought to you by us at Early Autism Project Malaysia through our non-profit initiative, the Hope Project. My name is Jochebet Isaacs, and it's so good to see you. This is the 5th lesson in our Building Attention Skills series. In part 1, we talked about the developmental milestones of attention. In other words, what attention should look like for a typical child at each age. In the subsequent lessons, we taught the basic attention skills of matching, file folders, and sorting. Today, we will teach a more advanced attention task that usually comes next: puzzles. Now, most of us are familiar with what puzzles are and have likely done a few before ourselves. We also know that puzzles can vary in complexity, so much so that not only are there puzzles for children, but there's also an entire category of puzzles designed for adults. There are many benefits to children learning how to do puzzles. First, puzzles, of course, build attention. The more the pieces or complex the picture, the more attention required. Secondly, puzzles strengthen visual discrimination skills. This is the ability to distinguish objects that look the same and are different. Think how handy that comes in when you need to find where's Waldo or Wally is hiding, or pick out your friend in a sea of students. Thirdly, puzzles have the potential to become a great hobby. Some children may develop an interest in puzzles, and this becomes a very appropriate way to occupy themselves in their free time. In fact, some individuals with autism even end up using incredible visual skills in adult vocations like artifact restoration. Some prerequisite skills a child needs before doing puzzles is ideally all 3 basic attention tasks we just taught in the last few lessons. If not, at least matching. They should also have some level of fine motor skills. Puzzle pieces can be small, and it can be an additional challenge to ask a child to pick pieces up if they're not fluent at this yet. Now, before we go into materials, first an introduction to the types of puzzles. Here is a general list of puzzles children might learn, from easiest to hardest. Island puzzles are single pieces that are usually the easiest for little toddlers to learn. Even easier would be knob puzzles, where the single pieces come with a little knob. They're large, chunky, sturdy, and most suitable for younger children as they also do not pose a choking hazard. The knobs can start out large and easy to grab, then become smaller wooden pegs as a child reaches 2 years old. Next are interlocking puzzles, which is like a gateway to jigsaw puzzles. They usually involve a large single object with pieces that interlock together. Then by the age of 3 to 5, we have jigsaw puzzles, which is the type we might be most familiar with. Though whether a child does them also depends on their interest levels. The pieces are usually many, smaller, and made of cardboard instead of wood. From this age on, the level of complexity depends on the number of pieces. Some 3-year-olds may be able to do 12 to 24 pieces. Some 4-year-olds even 48 pieces. And again, depending on levels of interest, some can even focus on an over 100-piece puzzle. And as they go into primary, secondary school, those really complex puzzles of 500 to 1,000 pieces, which I personally have never done. When selecting a puzzle, try to match to your child's developmental age first. For example, a child with autism who is 3 years old but has a developmental age of 1 year old should ideally start with knob puzzles before moving on up. So in other words, the puzzles you will need for the puzzle program depends on where your child's starting point is. We will use a 5-piece jigsaw puzzle as an example. We usually break these puzzles down by the number of pieces a child has to complete. Maybe we will do 1 piece out first, then 2, 3, 4, and then only 5. Now remember, this list is just an example. Some children can add on 2 or more pieces at every step, while some children need to do 1 piece at a time. Also, you don't have to stop at just one 16-piece jigsaw puzzle. You can try to do at least 3 to 4 different 5 and 6-piece puzzles to get enough practice in first. So here is how puzzles are taught. Firstly, always start with the completed puzzle and take out just the target number of pieces, like maybe just 1 piece initially. Say, do puzzle. When your child is able to do this, praise them and repeat the step 2 to 3 more times to get enough practice. Be sure to change which piece you keep taking out though. And of course, always reward your child for a job well done. As usual, let's see that in action.
All right, do puzzle. Well done. All right, 2 more times. Do puzzle. Good job. 1 last time. Do puzzle. Well done. Good job doing puzzle. Here you go, your numbers book. Ooh, open it up, open it up.
A note on repeating trials. It is generally good to repeat trials to get practice in. But if you find yourself doing maybe 15 pieces or more in one go, it may be suitable to reduce the trials so that you don't frustrate your child. Some children might also find pieces on the inside tougher to do. So you can also break it down by doing the corner pieces first, then the edges before the inside pieces.
Pop quiz. Which of the below are ways the skill of puzzles can be broken down? Number of pieces, size of pieces, similarity of pieces, meaning how similar their pieces are to one another, or child's interest in the puzzle. A, B, and C. Number, size, and even the similarity of pieces. Pieces that are very different will always be easier to do than pieces that look the same. For a child's interest in puzzle, it is ideal to try to keep to puzzle pictures your child is genuinely interested in so that this is an additional motivation for them. Noah's mother bought him some new knot puzzles and starts playing with them. Noah puts a square piece in its slot but can't twist the piece in correctly. He gets frustrated and starts to cry. Which of the below could be the possible reason Noah is finding puzzles challenging? The pieces are too small, Noah lacks the fine motor skills, Noah does not know how to match, or the pieces are too big. The most likely answer is B. Noah lacks the fine motor skills. Doing puzzles requires the ability to twist one's wrist so that the puzzle piece fits in perfectly. Some activities that build this motor skill include opening and closing jars, turning doorknobs, and shape sorters.
So that's it on this week's attention lesson on puzzles. As usual, it does come back to the 3 key strategies. Break skills down, pair with reinforcement, and provide sufficient practice. Now, it's your turn. First, identify what level of puzzles your child should start at according to their developmental age. Second, break the puzzle down by the number of pieces. And finally, get started teaching. Thank you so much for watching our lesson on puzzles. If you've been practicing these attention tasks at home, hopefully you will start to see your child's attention span increase gradually. We have actually at this point covered the core attention programs. The next lesson will be dedicated to additional attention task ideas. There are honestly so many different ways to build attention, and we wanted to give you that overview so hopefully you can even identify tasks that your child really enjoys doing. If you haven't already, do check out our free online resource platform, Autism at Home, which has all the corresponding articles and downloadables for you. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram and Facebook to stay updated. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you soon.